Hi, everyone. So, who's autistic this week? Nobody asked. Um, well, I've already known this one, and I'm pretty sure you did too, but Lorne Michaels from SNL. I finally got around to watching a documentary that Peacock had on him. Um, I actually didn't find out about it until like the other day. So I was like, ooh, because I've always wanted to know so much about this dude who is so elusive. And there's no way that, he's not autistic because look at SNL. It's just a bunch of like neurodivergent people, like weirdos like us. Like, that's why we love it so much. Well, at least, I shouldn't speak for all of us. But, anyways, good documentary. Also, kind of funny that they didn't even go anywhere close to like his family life, like, currently. Alicia told me he's had like a couple of different wives, two or three or something. So I thought it was funny that he didn't let anybody ask questions or get too close to that. But it was interesting what we got access to. And I also thought it was pretty fucking cool that somebody whose schedule, like, so I guess he goes to bed around 4 a.m. and gets up at noon. So that was kind of nice that it's not just me, even though I know it's not just me. But that was interesting to see that Lauren Michaels is like that. And fucking cool that you can make people work for you and adapt to your schedule. Like your show, even though, yeah, you have to answer to like the network and stuff, but like you pretty much get to hire people that you want to hire. You get to work the hours that you want to work. And if people want to work on that show bad enough, they will adapt to those fucking weird ass hours. I think it's the coolest thing. I really liked the documentary. That dude is so fucking autistic. It's great. I love it. Anyways, happy Pride. I forgot to say that however many episodes ago, but we went to our Pride here on Saturday. It ended up being the biggest that it's ever been. Like, oh my God, 12, 13 years ago, we were lucky if we got to 5,000 people. Um, because it was on the smaller side, and society was just like a lot different back then. Now the number was like 22,000, and for our area, that's a lot of fucking people. And when me and Alicia were there, it felt like 22,000 fucking people. I was amazed at how much it grew. There's like more vendors, but there's smaller local ones, like little pop-up people, like no big names, which I thought was great because they had better stuff to look at and that they made. And there was more music and more food, and the parade was the longest it's ever been. Like back in the day, the parade was overdone in less than 5 minutes. Like you would have to leave, find parking, walk to where it was, find the right spot, and you're just pretty much all that work for like less than 5 minutes of people walking by. Not really any floats or anything like that. Like this isn't the city or any, New York City. Um, excuse me. But so this time, oh my God, what was it like 25 minutes, a half hour we were there? People after people after people. Then there was like a 5 minute break between the whoever was participating in the parade because there was a whole nother section of it coming. I don't know. I just was really happy to see that it grew like that. And I felt really happy to just be around people like us. Uh, Next year, I told Alicia I want to bring the girls, and possibly James, to their first Pride. So, because they would have loved it. Anyways, happy Pride. Um, okay, so I have an update for you guys about the Janice and Nadine saga that I have been droning on about for months that you're probably like, "Oh my God, is there a fucking conclusion yet?" Yes, there is. Let me tell you. Okay, so last I left off, I believe, it was when Alicia had gone over there over a week ago. It was like a Saturday. We had gotten back from hanging out with the kids, And I talked about what Alicia said to Janice and Nadine. And that the way that she left it was that no, like you need to reach out to Ange and tell her how you feel or whatever. Oops, sorry. Mouth sounds are annoying. Oh, okay, anyways. So that was Saturday. Now, here I am wondering, like, am I going to hear anything? So, oh, hold on. Oh, thank you for the toy. Oh, that was so nice of you. Let me move this. I'm just moving the mic for my little sir. Come on. Yeah, go somewhere, Mr. Fancy Feet. Come on. And go. Okay, sorry about that. Little Apollo is in playful mode and brought me one of his little springy toys as a present. Anyways, okay, so that was Saturday, and Alicia comes back. So Sunday, nothing. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. And I'm thinking, wow, okay, I guess this is just it. And then finally Thursday, Janice texted me. You want to know what she said? Hey, just reaching out to you. Hope you're doing better. I know you hate this weather. Stay cool. That was it. Um, Now, for anybody wondering, hey, that doesn't sound like an apology for you like rushing out of her house in tears that one day 2 months ago and how you won't shut the fuck up about it episode after episode after episode. That doesn't sound like the apology that you were hoping for. No, it wasn't the apology I was hoping for. But something also surprised me, and that was my brain. I'm okay with that response. I feel like even 5 years ago, maybe not. But I'm okay with that. That was what she chose to say as her first reach out because I feel like that was really hard for her to do. Just that. And that counts as a win to me. So I'm taking that as a win. That counts. So I said back, hi, yeah, it blows the weather. Going down to visit the girls tomorrow. Cooler down there. Thank you for the birthday gift, which was the card and the gift card. And so then she told me that like the puppy was getting her first haircut tomorrow. You have to see her this weekend. We'll take some before and after pics. We never had the time to like go over there, but I'm sure we'll see her this week. So anyways, so that was that from Janice, and I'm really proud of Janice for reaching out like that. That really meant a lot. And I told Alicia, wait until me and Janice get back to where we were before because I will give her shit for this. I'm going to be like, bitch, you could have died in those 2 months, and this is how you would have left it. This is the memory you would have given me. How do you feel about that? Like, I'm totally going to give her shit. So, anyways, here's what's surprising. So, like, the message that I got from Janice is the kind of message I would expect from like Nadine because I've talked about how their personalities are in prior episodes. So here's the surprising part also is this is the message I got from Nadine, who didn't even do the brunt of like the rudeness to me. She just happened to look at me as I was crying and did nothing about it and glanced away and, like made me feel like I was invisible. So anyways, this was what Nadine texted me the following day, which was Friday. Hi, Ange. I've been meaning to reach out and have been thinking of you and hoping you're doing okay. I know it's been a while, but I wasn't sure what to say at the time or how best to follow up. Plus, I'm one of the worst procrastinators there is. I'm just simply checking in because we all care about you, and the girls are wondering and asking where their other nanny has been. The girls are the dogs. That was what Nadine texted me. I was shocked because I thought that would come from Janice. But you know what I mean? I'll take what I can get. It's like, wow, Nadine, you go. How unusual for you to text me something like this. And so this was hard for me to write back. And I'm saying all of this like detail, like word for word, in case it helps anybody out there. And plus, I would like to pat myself on the back in the future if I do listen to these episodes back about how I handled this situation. Anyways, I have to check the time. Okay. Okay, so I said, "Hi. Thank you for the message. Don't come down." Okay. Sorry, I was talking to the cat. Thank you for the message. I was really hurt by the silence that day. Not hearing anything for 2 months was hard. I do appreciate you reaching out. It's uncomfortable when someone gets upset in front of you, and I get not knowing what to say in the moment, but it's okay to send a, hey, how are you text the next day. That's what friends do. And then this part's funny. She goes, I know. It's not that I wasn't thinking of you. I just never saw you like that before and didn't know how to deal with it. I'm sorry. I get it now. And I showed this to Alicia and I go, I'm a real girl, Alicia. I'm a real girl with feelings, like Pinocchio. That part was funny because I was like, people have feelings, but I understand that. I understand where she was coming from, and that counts as a win to me too. So seems like we're okay. And the four of us, me and Alicia and Janice and Nadine, have been texting back and forth like over the past couple days. So it seems like we're okay now. And mm, I feel okay about going over there. I feel okay about going inside or going outside or seeing the dogs. I don't feel like how I did before because this is all I wanted was just for the pattern to be different this time with this specific kind of situation, and it was. And I feel pretty proud of the both of them, especially Janice, for like doing something uncomfortable. So we'll see what our actual in-person interaction will be like. I'm going to report back about that one too, because there's all these other things tied to it too. Like, I wish that you could just go through something and then it's done, but no, you go through something, then you get to some sort of like, okay, we're all comfortable now, but then there's like layers, like, okay, um, well, I don't know if layers is the right word, but like in my mind, now I'm hoping I can get back into our Tuesday visits and bide my time until I feel like Janice is like comfortable again. Then I'm gonna bombard her with like, okay, Janice, so like, do you remember what you guys were arguing about? Um, how do you feel about feelings? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just like, I mean, I have all these questions now, but I gotta like pull the reins back. And anyways, you know what I mean? She's 80. I don't have much. Well, she's not 80 yet. She's like, what, maybe a couple years off from 80. But like her time on this earth, like she doesn't have plenty of it. That's just a fact. I'm not trying to be an asshole. So like I would like to see what else I can find out about her now that we can get back to our norm. And I hope I'm still in the will. Anyways, moving right along. I'm really happy that that reached that conclusion. So last Friday, which was last Friday, I made the decision to go down and see the girls. I wasn't impulsive about it. I scheduled it 2 days in advance, and my goal going down there was to play Dungeons and Dragons with them because when me and Alicia were with them the week before, we took them to a store and got them a Dungeons and Dragons starter kit. So which I was glad that they have stuff like that. So it was like, a dumbed down sort of version just to see if like maybe that would be something that they were into. I've always wanted to know if that was something that I'd be into too. Dungeons and Dragons. And I've always wanted to stumble upon the game with other people who aren't very familiar or seasoned in it because I feel like I'd be more comfortable with that. I don't know. Like everybody trying to figure it out at once and then but anyways, that never happened for me and I just never took the initiative to look for, and I didn't have to look far. I used to like work at the college game room from 9 p.m. to midnight, Monday through Friday. And Dungeons and Dragons kids were up in there all the fucking time. I could have just, hey, but I was too anxious to do that. Anyways, so that's what I wanted to go down there and do. And I asked them to take a look at it, read the directions, get familiar with it so we can try around. I should have known better. I should have known because in my mind, I was like, this will be a great way to spend a day with the girls. And James would have been included too, but he was at school. And the girls are homeschooled, and already started their summer. So ended up that didn't happen. Bella got too frustrated with the directions, and wanted to take a break from the game for a while, and so I understood that. So we never played Dungeons and Dragons, so maybe one day. Um, but anyways, so I went down there and I brought them my usual things that I make for them, like artsy stuff, and I spent 2 days putting together a question book for them. This is an idea for anybody out there who has like nieces or nephews or they're into stuff like this. I've talked before about how when we have the girls over, they like the question game, which is like we have different books where you just ask questions and it requires them to think about themselves and like, their thoughts about certain issues and helps them learn about themselves. And both of the girls love doing that shit. So like whenever they visit and we're trying to find something to do, they're usually like, "What about let's do the question game?" And we've went through all the books we have, so I'm having to like find other questions. So anyways, I put one together for the both of them to use with each other. So it helps them understand the way that their brains work because they're both neurodivergent in my opinion. They're both autistic in my opinion. One is introverted, the other is an ambivert, and they clash a lot with the way that they think and react to things. So I took a little notebook that I just got from the Dollar Tree and I did 220 questions. I divvied up the notebook into like 7 sections. Like there's family, there's feelings, there's the future, there's some other stuff. And I did like 20 to 40 questions per section about that section. So, um, they both have to answer it, so it's like a verbal game, not that it's a game, but it's verbal because that's how we've always done it. But I left space in between each question in case they wanted to jot down notes about each other so they don't forget certain things. And at the beginning of the book, I put a note about like what this book is for. It's not to tell the other person that they're wrong for thinking the way they do or feeling the way they do. Like one of the questions I put in there was like, what is your favorite smell? And I gave the example of like not in the opening note, but like when I had them and we were going over the book, I was like, so if Bella goes, "Oh, my favorite smell is a fart. I love the smell of my farts." And Madeline, it's okay to be like, ew, but like approach it with curiosity instead of like, that's wrong, Bella, that's wrong. You're not supposed to enjoy the smell of your own farts. Be like, Bella, why do you like the smell of your own farts? What does that say about you? When did this start? Approach with curiosity. That was like the worst example to give them probably, but I think they got it. Um, just be curious about the other person's response. So I'm hoping that the questions help bring them closer together because they're really like they need each other because their mom's an asshole. Um, and anyways, so like that's an idea if you have like if you're in a similar situation and because the kids are frequently bored and there's nothing really to do over there, so there really isn't. So, anyways, and when I was down there, I had to see their mom more than I cared to because it was Friday and she only had like a half day. And so, but the good news is I didn't do anything I regretted. Their mom didn't become a dumbass, didn't say anything stupid in front of me. So, like, I was okay with that. I didn't feel too triggered, only when I heard the car door close. And that's when I found out that Madeline gets triggered by her mom, too, because Madeline got up to go bolt to her room. And that's when I found out that that's what she does when she hears her mom come home. So, great information for me to have. But, anyways, so I didn't punch their mom. So, look at all the wins I'm beginning this past like week or so. What else did we do? I took them to Walmart because the area they live in doesn't have really any stores except for that. And I told them that Alicia told me that if they wanted to go to a store, they had to spend their own money. I wasn't allowed to buy them things because I have a hard time saying no. So I told the girls that this is the limit that my wife placed on me. And here's their limit that if you want to go to a store, bring your own money because I found out you guys got a whole bunch of it that you didn't bring the last time we went anywhere. So, anyways, they were so desperate to leave their house again because we went to a park, we came back, we were trying to figure out what to do. They were like, let's go to Walmart. So we went to Walmart. And come to find out, they had their first shopping experience for clothing together without their mother or grandmother. And those two are not fun to shop with because they're just, I don't, they're just not fun at all. Not fun. And I didn't know that that was the girls' first experience with just them. So, like, they were just picking out a couple of things to wear because they wanted new clothing. And it was so fascinating for me to just watch how they operate with each other. I don't know. I had a really good time with them. I lost 3 pounds that day from trailing after these girls at the park in Walmart. So I'm getting a lot of exercise in an unusual way. Um, so yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I told them that next time maybe we go a couple hours away and we do something that doesn't involve going to like a store and like, so they've talked about like there's different zoos around there they want to go see. Um, so I want to be able to do that for them. Granted, that gas prices remain affordable, which I don't know about that. So I'm aware that I might not be able to do all these things that I want to do with them this summer, but some stuff is better than no stuff. And then speaking of which, um, my wife is turning 45 in a couple of weeks, and it took a lot of convincing. Like, I asked her what she wanted to do for her birthday. Usually, she doesn't want to do anything, so I'm just used to that being the thing, and I get it. I'm the same way. This year, she actually came to me with an idea, and she wants to go to an animal park like 4 hours away. There's these giant wooden sculptures of trolls that this artist recently got finished making, and they opened up this month actually in that animal. Oh, sorry, my throat. I drank a bunch of water just now. Anyways, she wants to go see the trolls. Um, and we've never been to the animal park anyways. So once I heard that, my mind went into like, okay, let me see if I can't turn this into a something that everybody will be able to benefit from. So it took a lot of convincing of Alicia to like talk to her sister, to like not ask her sister, but tell her sister. So basically, I want Bella to be able to come here and stay overnight to watch the cats while we go for a night somewhere. We haven't done that in so long, like years. We haven't even left for a night in years because, she had school for, like her, she had graduate school, and we're being careful with money because everything's like been jacked up. Things have been like busy. There's different shit going on all the time. And then I got Apollo, and I do not want to leave that guy for a night, but I will. I'm so attached to that kid, and he's so attached to me, and we love each other. And anyways, we just haven't done it. So, oh, sorry, lots of talking. Oh, 23 minutes. I guess this is my norm now. Um, so anyways, long story, trying to shorten this now, is I asked Alicia, I said, just tell your sister that we need Bella to come here. We'll make a visit of it too, but that she's going to be 17 in a couple of months. She's old enough to do it. Like, her mother is just such a helicopter parent. That's like what the issue is. And I said, if you go and you approach it like, hey, like, I want to go do this for my birthday. Bella knows how things work around here. She understands the cats. She knows when Caesar needs his medication because that's the priority. Caesar needs to have his thyroid medication twice a day for the rest of his life. So we need somebody here to do that. And my soul kitty, Apollo, can't just have Janice visiting a couple times a day, feeding them and giving meds. Like, he needs a person here because he's that kind of cat. And so I want my baby to be with like Bella because he loves her. He knows her. You know what I mean? And so I had to convince Alicia, do not ask your sister if it's okay, because her sister looks for reasons to say no if something makes her feel uncomfortable. And she says no to questions, like when you pose them like that. And I mean, come on. So me and Bella, we're more crafty in how we look to get things that we want. And so I asked Alicia, I said, just tell her that this is what we need, that yeah, I said, not to mention, you don't even have to say a whole bunch because, like, your sister fucking knows that we will drop anything for those girls, that we've done visits with them, we've taken them places. They're our priorities. So, like, I fucking dare your sister to say no. Bella can't stay overnight by herself to watch your fucking cats. I was like, I dare your sister to say that. So Alicia had to go have another hard conversation, according to her. That was like a little bit of a difficult one, but it turned out to be so fucking simple. Her sister didn't even bat an eye and was like, "Yeah, no problem." Because hello, even assholes know when they need to pick their battles. So, anyways, in a couple of weeks, Bella will be here for a few days and everybody wins. So, because imagine, like, do you remember when you were 16, 17 years old? Like, I don't know, wouldn't you have wanted to have, like, just time to yourself, like, with nobody for, like, an extended amount of time, not just, like, a few hours? So, like, if I were 16, I totally would have jumped at the idea of, like, not having to be around my family for fucking, like, 3, 4 days. Anyways, I gotta move on. So that's what's happening. Um, Last thing I want to just say is I have to end this UFC bullshit. So in prior episodes, I have complained about the direction that that promotion has taken. I have decades I have devoted to that fucking promotion because I'm obsessed with MMA. I just have to say this, like I've spent my money on their pay-per-views. I have dedicated Saturdays to that promotion, like rituals. I have learned about the fighters. I have just, oh my God, so much time and money has been dedicated to the fucking UFC because it's brought me such joy for decades. Um, and the last several months, this pivot that they made from ESPN to Paramount has pissed me off. The event replays aren't even in full. I've talked about all that before. It's not the same. And it's gotten too political. Like, it shouldn't have been political at all. But, like, look what's happened. And so this UFC White House thing has been looming. And months ago, I was like, I'm not fucking watching that bullshit, that dystopian nightmare. Are you fucking kidding me? I am not watching that. Well, I changed my tune about a month ago as like it got closer and I started watching like Midas Touch videos on it, people talking about it. And then I made the decision that no, I am going to watch it because I want to see a shit show. God, what the fuck, universe? I was hoping for rain, thunderstorms, wind, something to go wrong last night. Nothing went wrong, like obviously wrong, other than it got delayed and I'm still catching up on videos on shit that's been happening behind the scenes, that like fights breaking out and stuff, like with fans, like dumb fucking shit. I only tuned in because I wanted joy. I wanted to see something go wrong, and it fucking didn't. And I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? I can't even get that. They were threatening thunderstorms. There was a tornado watch at one point. Like, it was like 90 fucking degrees, bugs, bats. I was hoping for fucking something. And it looks like, from my perspective, that that thing went off without a fucking hitch. And I'm pissed. And so I was watching that event. And I cycled through a whole bunch of emotions, and disgust was like a primary one. I am disgusted with every motherfucker that had anything to do with that event. It's illegal. Illegal. It's not right. It's unethical, it's illegal. Plus it's gross that it's happening on the fucking White House. gross. Every motherfucker down to the camera person, the janitor that had anything to do with working at this event and promoting it and like fighting and like commentating, fuck them. When they did the opening pan into the White House of like Michael Bisping and the other few that were there, during doing the like opening broadcast or whatever, Dominic Cruz, who in my opinion is annoyingly professional when it comes to his broadcasting, for them to sit there and be like, "Oh my god, I got chills this week. This is great. Like I can't believe this experience. Like isn't this the best?" My mouth was just hanging open because like Michael Bisping used to be my favorite fighter. I bought every fucking pay-per-view. I watched every single fight of his. I was just obsessed with him. I loved his personality. Daniel Cormier, people that I used to like. Wow, I can't believe that you're able to do that with your body. Like, wow, look at this. Like, this just, it's more than fighting for me. It's like, it's a whole thing. It's a special interest. It always has been. And the UFC has always been the best promotion. It just has been. And then come January, I struggled with the fact that I couldn't rewatch full events and like full because I don't have time to just, sorry, I'm not going to get up at like 11 o'clock in the morning to watch your card because you're playing in some other country and it's like 8 o'clock at night there. Like, no, I want to watch it when I want to watch it. You can't even do that anymore because they've clipped it. They've just stripped anything good about it. Um, so I've had this thought that like, okay, like I'll start watching the events again if they do decide to put them up in full on Paramount, and how am I going to deal with it? You know what? Last night I watched the entire thing and I decided that like I went through some weird grief process where I felt like I'm done with UFC forever. I'm never watching it again. I'm never watching Dana White Contender Series. I don't care if they put the events back onto Paramount and they put the full fucking event, not just clips. I'm not watching anything to do with UFC. The fighters are fucking gross. The people that they've attracted into the sport. Like, how am I going to watch other promotions? Like, I have to even be careful with that because like a lot of them, they're all about, the promotions are just obvious steps to the UFC, and that's what gets talked about a lot with like the fighters and the commentators and stuff, and like I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to have to stick to like fucking MMA tournaments like the PFL or something. And I just feel so fucking pissed and sad because this is like, I love MMA. My brain just latched onto it so many years ago. And after I turned off the TV last night, I just felt this like, you know what, I'm done. And I feel good about it actually. Like, I just feel good. And I'm sorry that I ranted about this, but this is sad. It's sad, like it's a special interest. And I have yet to figure out what to do with my Saturdays, that's my fault. Like, I should be more intentional with that. But I don't know. It's sad that things turn into this. And I could go on and on and on and on and on about the disgust, how wrong this fucking was, like, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's the big deal. It's just a sporting event and la 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 la. Ignore the fact that there's a bunch of nefarious things going on in the background. La 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 la." Fuck you. Just fuck you. And the fact that like it didn't get rained out, I didn't see anybody fucking pass out because of the heat. These motherfuckers were in suits. I was like, for sure, somebody's got to pass out. Like, who wants to stand there in fucking 90-degree weather in suits the entire time? I saw nothing. So I better see some fucking videos with some stuff that went on in the background that could like bring a smile to my face, because I really tuned in hoping that like that we just got to see a shit show, and like the universe couldn't even fucking deliver on that. Like, what the fuck? Damn, man. Do we really have to wait until 2028? How much longer? God. Sorry. I gotta end this now. Um anyways, I'm not trying to end it on like this weird like note, but I do feel good saying that, like, I'm done. And because this has been in my brain. Like, I've been trying to, like, work this out. How can I be okay watching this sport, watching this promotion? How can I be okay with it? And after last night, I decided it's okay that I will never be okay with it. I can't make myself be okay with it. I know I can't just watch it anymore and focus on the fighters. I can't listen to Dan Cormier commentate knowing that, like, he's all for this. Those gross motherfuckers, like, millions of dollars, and they're still like, yeah, 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 let me suck your butt. Yeah, 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 I'll say whatever you want me to say. Yeah, President Trump, hoorah, hoorah, Dana White, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Fucking gross. I'm so sick of people like this. Like, can some other promotion quickly rise and overtake the UFC and be run by good people? Please? Soon? Please? Hopefully, this was relatable, something in this episode. Thank you for listening. Bye.